All right, we are good to go. Hey everybody, I'm Cal Ewing, and it is less than a week from Christmas right now, and I'm sure like a lot of you guys right now, besides getting your last minute shopping taken care of, you're starting to think about 2019, thinking about your real estate business and what you're planning to achieve in 2019. I've already set my property targets, how many properties I want to buy and sell in 2019. And I'm also thinking a lot about what kind of marketing we're going to do in the new year in order to maximize our number of seller leads, motivated seller leads that come in versus the amount of money we're spending, okay? And this is an exercise that I and my team have been doing twice a year. So we do it every 6 months. End of December, and then in the summer right around 1st of July. And we do we do a zip code analysis for every zip code in our market. And so what we actually do is we take every zip code that is in the greater surrounding area in Houston, Texas, which is where I buy houses. And we look in detail every single one of these zip codes to figure out what has changed over the last 6 months and where best should we be spending our marketing dollars in order to maximize the number of good leads that we're getting in through our marketing. And it really doesn't matter what kind of marketing that you do, I don't think, because I mean, we are doing all kinds of stuff. We're doing Facebook ads, we're doing direct mail, we're doing bandit signs, door knocking. And what this exercise does, I'm about to show you, is you're basically setting yourself up for success by looking at the market and figuring out, okay, well, where are the most cash buyers at? What areas are the other investors targeting? So if you're a wholesaler, that's really important to know. What are the days on market, things like that? How long are our properties going to be sitting on the market? Maybe the values have changed over time, right? And it's hard to really have your finger on an entire city, right? Even if you live there or if you're investing remotely, this is a really great exercise to get to know your market a lot better so that you're not throwing your money away on areas that are going to produce fewer results, okay? So I have my spreadsheet here. I've been spending about 3 days with my team going over 190 zip codes through the greater Houston area. And before I move forward, I want to give credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this spreadsheet, so that's why I'm not going to show you in depth what it looks like and what the calculations and formulas are. I learned this from a gentleman named Michael Quarles. He has an amazing real estate training program, and he's based out of California. He's a major deal in the US real estate investing world. And I suggest if you want to learn and get a copy of this spreadsheet and learn a little bit more in depth on how this works and how to do your own analysis, I recommend looking at Michael Quarles, and I'm going to post a link below. So you can access some of his trainings. And I'm not getting a kickback from this at all. I just want to give credit where credit is due and support Michael there. All right, so these are the factors that we're looking at. So number one is we pull, like I said, a list of all the zip codes in all 5 counties that surround Houston. Okay, so your market might not have that many zip codes, or you might have a lot like we do, but we are looking at 190. And then the next step is we're looking at how many single family homes are in each zip code, okay? And most of this can be found on listsource.com. You can get this kind of information for free. And we're targeting zip codes that aren't really, I guess, densely populated, because we want to target multiple zip codes. And so there's some zip codes that have 20, 30, 40,000 homes in them. And then there's other zip codes that have like 100 single family homes. So we're looking at zip codes that are at least above 1,000 homes and probably under 10,000, somewhere in that range. But it's going to be different for everyone. Okay, so then the next thing we're looking at, and we do a lot of wholesaling, and so we're looking for zip codes where there was a lot of cash sales in the last 6 months. And the reason we're doing that is we want to know where other investors are buying. Where do they want to be buying houses? And the best way to do that is to look up how many cash sales occurred in the last 6 months, because those are typically investors, okay? If there's not a lot of investor traffic in an area, we don't really want to be marketing there because it's going to be harder to wholesale homes. If you're a flipper or a landlord, that might not make as much difference to you. All right, the next thing we are looking at is the number of pre-foreclosures and REO properties in that zip code. And REO, if you don't know, stands for real estate offering or real estate owned. And these are bank-owned properties. So when a bank forecloses on a house and they end up taking possession of the property, they'll then list it on the MLS typically. And a lot of times you've probably seen this where bank-owned homes sell for a lot lower than market value. And if you're investing in a neighborhood or a zip code that has a lot of foreclosed homes, a lot of bank inventory, it can actually drag down your home values because buyers are looking at those as comps, and those lower prices are going to lower your sale price, which is going to lower your amount of profit. So we're looking for zip codes that have a decent amount of foreclosures, but not oversaturated, because we feel that hinders our profitability. All right. The next thing we are looking at is days on market. We're looking at the average days on market for each zip code, and you can usually get this kind of information from the MLS, from your realtor. And so we're looking at the average days on market, and we want to target areas that are moving quickly. So if we're fixing and flipping, we want to know that we're going to be able to sell that remodeled home as soon as possible in a few days. We don't want to be buying in areas where the home is going to sit for months on end. And I mean, the holding costs can be crazy on some of these projects, and you want to minimize that. So we're going to target areas that we know we're going to sell quick. And then we're going to look at home values. So we're looking primarily at the median sale price for that zip code over the last 6 months. And this is just a great way to get a feel for what the market is doing. If you're comparing every 6 months what these zip codes home values are doing, are they going up, are they going down? That way you can stay ahead of what the market trends are and stay away from areas that are looking like they're trending downwards, and get in areas that look like they're trending upwards. Okay. Also, you may not want to be buying homes that are worth $500,000. And so if you know what the median home value is for a zip code and it fits within your model, your investing model, you're not going to be wasting your money in areas that are out of your price range, right? Same thing if you want to be investing, say, in maybe nicer areas. You don't want to maybe be investing in like slummy areas where all the homes are worth, 50 to 80,000. So you can look at the medians and pick and choose which zip codes fit your model the best. Okay, and then the last thing we're doing is we're looking for equity. Obviously, every investor is looking to market to motivated sellers that have some equity, right? Because this is how we get paid as investors. We profit either from buying homes undervalued with equity, or we create equity, or both. Okay, so the last step is we're looking at how many homes in the zip code have equity and are valued below median. Okay, so we want to be targeting these people that have a lot of equity and the home is worth below median value, because that gives us tons of room to create value in these homes and ultimately profit. Okay, so this is what we've been doing in preparation of Christmas. I haven't even started my Christmas shopping because I've been too busy looking at zip codes and spreadsheets. So I better get myself to the mall and get that done. But if you guys have any questions about any of this, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to help you out. And like I said, I'm going to post a link there. You can actually get a copy of this spreadsheet from the gentleman that provided it to me and trained me on how to do it. All right, so best of luck to you guys in 2019. I hope it's going to be a big year for you. I hope you've got some big goals. We do. I think we're going to crush it in 2019. The markets, I know, are pretty sketchy right now. It's hard to know what is going on with the real estate market, but I think if you plan and you stay motivated and you stick to your plan, you're going to find success. I'm Cal Ewing. Happy holidays.